Hey everybody, we're doing another going through my comic book bin. Gonna go with, once again, like we've done before, show a couple out of my old collection. I'm not gonna review the comics as much, just kind of talk about what's on the covers. Once again, I started collecting in the early 90s, so mine go back to 80s, 90s. I bought a few in the recent decade, but this is mostly a certain time period. So if you're my age, I'm 40, and you were a big comic book guy, you probably collected these, or maybe you or you're getting into comics and want to look back for some fun ones. So, all right, we're gonna start with this one, Bag and Boarded. I bought this actually a couple years ago at a store going out of business. Captain America: The Mad Bomb. This is 193. This is a Jack Kirby, John Romita Sr. cover. Mad Bomb, of course, if you knew anything about the 70s, this is the 70s era. You got Falcon in here, and the Mad Bomb may or may not be Richard Nixon. But yeah, King Kirby's back and greater than ever. So a fun one. I only had to pay $1 for it. It's not near mint. It's probably fine condition, but Kirby Kirby created Captain America, so him doing Cap was always a pleasure. And of course he did a great job with Falcon. He always great for drawing cat fighting stuff, so always a fun one to have. Okay, what do I got here? Spawn Batman. Now this is a fun one, of course. During the period when they started having crossovers, we had Batman Spawn first, but Batman Spawn is the Azrael Batman, so it's John Paul Valley meaning Spawn. This one is a unique one. Okay, so first of all, look who did. Drawn by Todd McFarlane, of course he created Spawn. He did some Batman, not much, but the big deal is written by Frank Miller. Now Frank Miller, he wrote some of the greatest Batman stories ever. What's really neat about this is, if you've ever read it, this is the Dark Knight Returns Batman. So yeah, but this isn't that one. This is kind of a prequel to the Dark Knight Returns Batman. This would have been the Dark Knight, the Batman of that period. So, and it's written as if he's the Dark Knight Batman, but not the old grizzled man. This is, I think it's implied this would be like 10 years before he would have, that era would have happened. But it's really, the artwork's really good. The plot's kind of silly. Miller just kind of runs with it. You can tell he doesn't care about Spawn as much as he enjoys drawing Batman and Spawn, and let McFarlane have fun with this one. I paid a lot for it. I think this was like $4 at the time, which is kind of high for a comic back then. It's a nice prestige format. So Image put some money into this because they knew this was a big deal. Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane collaborating. So, our last one's beat up, but there's reasons beat up. It's one of the first comics I ever bought. It's New Warriors number 10. And it literally was one of the first comics I bought off a spinner rack at a grocery store. And if you can see there's some scribbling, that's because the artist, Mark Bagley, autographed it for me at a Dragon Con. I believe it was 2000. It was either 11 or 12. But yeah, he autographed it for me, and it was awesome. I got him the autograph. I told him this is the first comic I ever bought with my own money. Well, it was not the first comic I bought, but it's the first Marvel comic I bought. So the book has pretty beat up. It's got classic Bagley drawing. He started out in the New Warriors. That was one of his first books. So, and you see here all these great ones, and you got to find out how did the White Queen take out the New Warriors? It's a pretty fun story. All one and done. White Queen won. Firestar back. The Hellions attack. It's a pretty rough fight. Got some great artwork. And of course, the White Queen in very, very, very revealing outfit. I mean, it's like. Bagley told me he actually had to adjust this as he was drawing, because at one point they said she had too much in it, and too much clothing, then there was maybe too much skin, so he kind of compromised by crossing her arms. But yeah, this is a prized possession for me. It's beat up, so it's no value but sentimental value, autographed by the artist. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to post more of these as we go on. Anyway, make sure to like us on YouTube, subscribe, and comment. If you have any comics if you remember these comics, please just comment.